It is January 1st and I am sick. I'm congested. I think I know what happened. Um, it's all right here. It's hay fever, part of an allergy. I was cleaning the house and I was cleaning out one of the vacuums, not even thinking. Plus, I was outside in the garden yesterday trying to clean it up. But I didn't feel anything outside. I think it's the dust from the cleaning out the vacuum and wasn't even thinking because I thought I was careful. But anyway, all last night and this morning, you can tell I am so congested. But anyway, but yeah, guys, I'm just going to relax a little bit. I have some unpacking that I didn't unpack, which is my mic and the battery um, for this DJI. And I actually need to charge, or I have my other cameras. My other cameras, camera number one, camera number two. Since I'm back on YouTube, I haven't used anything at all. Everything has just been storage, but have at least one of them charged. Um, find the charger and all that stuff that can wait. But anyway, guys, I am back on YouTube and I'm just in pajamas at the moment and trying to get ready for the day. Or I may just be in because I don't go back to work until next week, God's willing. But yeah, every year I buy a journal. So I just pick, they're so expensive. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I just pick one up, an easy one. And I bought another one, because I need that to keep track, what I for my job and everything, because I do multiple things. So yeah, guys. So it is. I think I'm just going to chillax for the day. That's what I think I'm gonna do. But yeah, this thing like captures wide, wide. I'm using my DJI camera. I debated and debated whether I should get the Muse or the DJI Pocket 3, knowing that the DJI Pocket 4 was coming out. And I didn't want to shell out the money for the camera because I'm like, I'm not going back on YouTube, but I love, guys, you should see how much tech gear stuff I have. How many tech gear stuff do you have throughout the years? And I'm like, wow, I need to label, especially like stuff like these, like which one belongs to which one. And I'm so upset because I bought an SD card and I was testing it out on my laptop and left my laptop on the couch and it fell and broke the little thing, broke the expensive. So I had to buy another one. That hurts. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't do anything. I can't go back in the past. But yeah, guys, so this morning I already read my Bible verse and read the whole chapter. And what I was reading today was actually Corinthians, um, 1 Corinthians 14. And let me check my phone. Um, yeah, so the verse was, it had a bunch of verses, but it had mostly First Corinthian in there and First Timothy. So I decided to read First Corinthians chapter 14, the entire thing. And basically, it kind of reminded me, it had to do with prophecy, speaking in tongues, who can speak in tongues, how many people can speak in tongues, preferably two or three people. I've always knew this growing up in the church, that when someone speaks in tongues, there's usually an interpreter, otherwise keep quiet. Kind of thing. That's basically what it says, kind of thing. There's always an interpreter. Otherwise, you just speak to God yourself. But speaking in tongues is from the Spirit. and it also speaking in tongues or prophecy. So when I was reading chapter 1 Corinthians 14, it reminded me like when we were in the youth group growing up in New York, one of our friends who was one of the group youth group leaders, he went around because we used to meet up on Friday nights. He went around and I remember distinctly. I don't remember how old I was, late teens, early 20, and I remember that he was bothering us. I say bother because, as a teenager, you think everything bothers us. We haven't started the meeting, so we were just socializing and walking around or doing something. And he's like, just a minute, just a minute. And he asked us something about what would you rather have? Would you rather heal the sick? Would you rather prophesy, like to tell what's going to happen before it actually happens? Or there was a third choice. And I debated between healing the sick and prophesying. And I said, you know what? When you heal, this is me as a young person. And I still remember, thank God. And I was like, as a young person, I'm thinking if you heal the sick, yeah, you heal them. They're not going to think it's you or they're not going to show gratitude. I don't know what I was thinking, but you get what I'm trying to say. So I chose prophesy. And then he asked, why? Why do you chose prophesy? Why do you chose prophecy? Like you want to prophesy over people. I said, because people would believe you. I think that was the context of the question. Who would believe you more or something like that? If you do these acts and or these gifts and I said, well, if you prophesy, they still won't believe you, but at least you will know what's coming ahead of time, and maybe they will have hope and believe, right? Not to say that you're taking anything away from God or anything, but God sent you as a messenger, as a prophet to say what is going to happen. So, anyway, we gathered around and we started a meeting and he brought up why he went around and asked all of us what he did, and he said there was only one person who kind of like got the right concept of the idea. I was shocked. I was like, what? I was like, no, in my mind I was like, nobody else picked that. And that stuck with me for years up until now, why I'm sharing it with you. So when I'm reading 1 Corinthians 14, it brought me back to that memory that, you know, you know, about prophesying, about speaking in tongues, and stuff like that. I've never spoken tongues. Um, I've seen it throughout the years as far as people in different churches do it, and there's always an interpreter and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, um, a trip down memory lane. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw, but not to get it, because every time before I came back onto YouTube, I thought about how I wanted to say what happened in 2025. And then I start crying. And I'm like, yeah. But one day, maybe if I go back on the podcast, because I speak more freely on the podcast with some stranger just talking. Um, but all I know is that I'll tell you what I told one of my cousins. In that moment, I was dead. I thought I was dead. And in that moment, I realized that once you're dead, you don't remember anything. Because I blacked out, I fainted, or whatever. And you don't remember anything at all. But it's only by the grace of God that I am back. That's what I think in my mind. People might just say, "Oh, you fainted," or "You passed out after the event happened." Um, but the events and everything, oh, it's such a testimony to tell. But I will tell it on my podcast because it's such a long event and all my feelings, and probably will be crying again, just thinking back of it. But I say all this to say that God is truly, truly good. I am thankful for my mother for coming here and spending 3 weeks. I think it was also a break for her, to just get away. I think she wanted to stay longer if she didn't have, my stepfather and other responsibilities. And not only that, I told him to come, but because, he's sick as well. So I'm just thankful. I just wanted to jump on here and say it's 2026, January 20. Hey, Lucky Boo Boo. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Lucky. Hi, baby. Hi. How are you, Boo Boo? You doing okay? Hi. Hey, Lucky. Trying to figure out this camera and getting started. But yeah, I look a hot mess, but this is how I look right now. And I'm under the weather. It's funny that yesterday I was eating some kind of chocolate or something, and I said, "Oh my gosh, last year I did a video on TikTok, and I was like, I'm eating all these sweets before the new year." But anyway, guys, you probably won't see this video until a few days into January, like I always do, because I normally take like a social media break and all that good stuff. But yeah, guys, it's good to be back. Now, go, 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 go. And I don't know if I'm going to share some more clips of the day before I say go, 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 go. Okay, I'm just testing the mic, which I have on right here. Right here. I'm testing it out just to see what it looks like, what it sounds like. OMG, I didn't realize my nose is bleeding. And it's not even from this side, it's from my other side. What the heck? Look at this. What? Okay, normally in the wintertime, my nose, my eyes get very, very dry. But anytime this is like concerning, and then now I have to monitor it. OMG. I didn't realize till I was just blowing my nose, and I'm there trying to figure out all this gear. And I looked down the tissue and I didn't see it because I just thought it was just regular. And I was like, oh my goodness, what on earth? Okay, guys, I've dolled up myself a little bit for you guys. Pick a hot shower. And as you can tell, I'm still congested. Excuse me. But yeah, not so much bleeding right now from my nose. I'm gonna get some eye drops and make sure my eyes are not so dry as well. I think it's the dry air, the heat from the back and forth, the hot, the cold, the hot, the whatever. But anyway, I'm just gonna tidy up a little bit, but I'm just gonna relax for today, guys. Lucky, you gonna relax? Huh? Where are you in this thing? I can't even see. I gotta hold it up like this. I gotta hold it up like this. Okay. Anyway, guys, yeah, it don't make any sense to, hey, boo boo, to do a lot as far as, makeup wise, because with hay fever, which I've had for a long time, it is basically anything to do with dust. That's why, Lucky, I'm trying to hold you and then you're going back down. So if your place is dusty or whatever, I always get affected. So that's why I'm always like trying to clean up and stuff like that. And sometimes there's dust mites out there. Um, but yeah, it's wintertime, and yeah, you can get some kind of allergies in the wintertime as well. So yesterday, I started having like lower back pains out of nowhere. I was trying to work out, like, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram. And then I think even though I was doing leg presses and doing just 50 and then lowering the weights, somehow I feel like I pulled something because then I was out for a couple of days, couldn't move. So yeah, guys, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with my body. And yeah. So anyway, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But this is it for January 1st. I'm just gonna drink my matcha that I made. Yeah, I'm actually out of almond milk. I only had a little bit But today, my goal is just to get myself situated with all these gears, tidy up a little bit because the table is looking a hot mess. And put on some lotion. I try to keep like a lotion down here, a deodorant down here, perfume down here, because it's quick and easy for me, like when I am moving all over the place. Yeah. But anyway, guys, this is where I put my flowers. They all have a name. The house is a mess. I've just been lounging. And the Stranger Things finale came on last night. It was 2 hours and something. And I'm like, I don't feel like watching it. So let's skip to the ending. I knew it had to tie back to episode one, but I never thought it would be what Dustin was saying for Will to do. Remember in the beginning scene, if you watch Stranger Things, I didn't watch the whole thing. I probably will watch it um, sometime in January, God's willing. But here is the thing, it's over. Life goes on, and those kids made a lot of money, and they got a lot of exposure from it. Some old time 80s songs came back for those of us born in the not born in the 80s but was around in the 80s. Have my Vicks and then my eye drops that I have to use. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna straighten up a little bit and then I am just going to lay down and relax. I think I'm gonna take another nap. Not another nap because I not too long got up, but yeah. And I'm gonna go in the bathroom. Eye drops. Anyway, guys, okay, I put my timer on and I'm gonna spend like 30 minutes out here in the sun to get my vitamin D. Alrighty, I'm doing the tasks nobody wants to do when you own a business is to do lucky is to do inventory and to do the taxes and all that kind of stuff. Even though it is January and I'm getting a jump start on this, I actually have to pay quarterly taxes. Actually, they changed it, but until it becomes effective for 2026, I still have to pay October to December taxes, and I actually have to fill out year-end um, gross sales. I'm watching the neighbors also, gross sales and all that good stuff in order for me to get my renewal of my business license. That's how it is in this state, this county. And because I fall under city, because each area has city and county, city is more money, even though I'm not in a city. So let's say that, I'm gonna give you an example that everyone probably knows. Let's say that you're in Queens, New York, and Queens itself is broken down different areas into city and county. So that's how it is throughout. A lot of states are not like that, but in Georgia, um, in the particular county that I live in, I didn't realize until when I started my business that it's broken down into city. So I can be living here and I'm city, even though I'm not city, Atlanta, city of my county. And then down the street is county. Take another right turn and it's city. So we're broken up. So the city has different taxes, different things that go all the way down to sanitation and all that kind of stuff, which, yeah. So that being said, I am here breaking down, not to show you too much, but hold on. But yeah, I am here just doing some work on the computer and I have a whole bunch of paperwork, not to show you all my personal information, but but yeah, guys, so I gotta fix that. But Lucky's right here on one of the pillows. Lucky. He's taking a nap. So yeah, so I will be busy doing this, taking advantage of the time, getting a head start, trying to, because everywhere is closed right now. But I actually have to try and do everything before I go back to work, because then when I go back to work, I don't have to take time off, even though I have a flexible schedule in everything that I do. Also, because I haven't been to the farmers market in a long time because I was recovering. Um, so I got to fill out all that paperwork to renewal. Then I got to work out my schedule, how I want to do it. I'm not going back full time. I'll probably go back once or twice a month, which is sad, but I have to. And I may not go back for the sun. I can't be out in the sun. I knew I should never have been out in the sun to get go. When you have high blood pressure, you can't stay out in the heat that long. And I may go back. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trying to work it out, but I can't even think about that right now because I have to do all this inventory and get everything straightened out. So I wanted to do a big event for this year. If you've been following me for a while, you know I always do that big event. But to me, I can tell that the economy is not where it needs to be. So spending habits, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do it. I may switch it up and do it because they have a couple of different events. So I don't know. It all depends on how I see. I don't know. I gotta look at the forecast, historical, all that mumbo jumbo, analytical stuff that I'm actually quite good at, but I don't want to think about it. But anyway, one thing at a time, guys. And so, yeah. And my glasses are also crooked. And yeah, I have an appointment to go and get my eyes checked and all that kind of stuff. But inventory. Oh my goodness. Yee.